So, Cape Kumejinovin, today I just want to talk about something concerning the Vice President, that is His Excellency Benjamin Bolmel, the Vice President for Economic Cluster. You know, since last year, there has been this public discussion, public debate on the character of the Vice President. You know, there's one thing that I need to respond to. We have this allegation that we say that, the reason why we have the Ugandan troop in South Sudan, it is because of Bolmel. I just want to clear the doubts. You know, there's a narrative that we South Sudanese were pushing, and we're trying to make it public and to let other people who are not informed on how things are done in our states. We want to make them believe that that is true, that Bolmel is the reason behind a lot of things are happening in South Sudan. So let me start with one. You know, when it comes to the Security Cabinet or the Security Council, Vice President has no place there. He cannot even attend a security meeting. Okay? This is one thing that we have to put aside. The Vice President cannot attend any security meeting. Neither does he have powers to receive reports or to be briefed on the general security of South Sudan. He has nothing to do with that. And if I say that, it means that it is the President. President is the one who is in charge and is part of the Security Council, meaning that the Vice President has no room there when it comes to the issues concerning the security of South Sudan. And he can never, and it shall never, he cannot even receive reports about security. And he cannot even be briefed about any security of South Sudan. This is one thing that South Sudanese have to know. Meaning that it brings us back to the question of the UPDF. Does the Vice President has the capacity to bring in the UPDF into South Sudan? No, that is a lie. That is a big lie. The Vice President has no capacity. He cannot do that. So let us just say this way. It is the President that has the capacity, together with the Chief of Staff, on about the UPDF in South Sudan. It is not the Vice President. So let us try to stop this narrative of saying that, oh, the President of the UPDF in South Sudan and they'll be paid $200 daily. It is because of Bolmel. That is a lie. That's a lie. Because as far as we are concerned, the Vice President cannot attend the Security Council. He cannot, and he can never be part of that. Okay? And then, last week there was another controversy about the sanction and South Sudan reporting the deportee from the US, the criminals who are deported from US to South Sudan. And there was a leaked out documents. And in that leaked out documents, they were saying that the government of South Sudan was in the negotiating to accept the deportee on one condition, for the sanction that was placed on Bolmel to be lifted. Okay? Remember in 2017, Bolmel was sanctioned. And the reason why he was sanctioned, it was believed that he is associated with some individual within South Sudan, within the ruling elites. And these people, that the reason why South Sudanese were suffering, and maybe this was the reason why there was civil war in South Sudan, and Bolmel was sanctioned because of that, because he associated with them. So let us try to do things. Okay, what does it have to do with South Sudan? How will it sanction, if they leave the sanction on Bolmel, how will it impact the ordinary South Sudanese? It will not. The only thing that we need to be concerned here, and if our government was to negotiate with the US government, I think it has to do with the student. The travel restriction on South Sudanese. As some of you have seen today, there was an article published by Odin Juba that was written by Deng Bolarwe. And it showed a concern that some South Sudanese students that are facing a threat for them to be deported back to South Sudan because they have the travel restriction sanction on them. So this is what the government of South Sudan has to negotiate on. It's not about the politician. Because this one here is affecting the ordinary South Sudanese who are in US, who went there basically to studies. This is where the government is supposed to negotiate, not on some people that were sanctioned because they were involved in corruption. You understand? For those who don't know why, what is sanction? Yes, sanction, yani. We have 3 sanctions on us as South Sudan. One, we have the harm embargo, meaning that South Sudan cannot engage and cannot buy weapons from outside world. 2, One of them is the travel restriction, the travel ban. Some government officials who are sanctioned, they cannot travel outside South Sudan, not to the Western countries. Okay? 3, the freezing of assets of some individuals who are accused of corruption, gross violation of human rights. These are the things that we face. But which one is important? Which one should we negotiate as a government of South Sudan? So the government is supposed to negotiate what is important to South Sudanese. The travel restriction on students who are in US. Because these are South Sudanese, leave alone individual, leave alone politician. Because today, if you advocate for the lifting of sanctions on Bolumil, of what impact is it adding to South Sudanese? It has no meaning. Okay? So another controversy is the message by the One Morkwao youth. You know, we saw the message the other day. They're condemning. They're saying that it is Bolumil who is behind the arresting or the detention of the former presidential envoy to the border administrative area. That is Akutlual. All right? So let us be honest here. The issue of UPDF being in South Sudan, I've addressed it before. It has nothing to do with the Vice President, because the Vice President has no capacity when it comes to security of the country, or when it comes to the issues of securities. He has no involvement in it by law, unless South Sudan is a different country, unless South Sudan is operating in a different way. But this is what we have to put in mind. Okay? So the issue of a One Morkwao condemning, right now they see things as a community issue. And remember, these are not the only people who are arrested. We have a lot of political detention happening in the country. A lot of people that have been arrested. Some are in Blue House, some are in different cantonment side, been detained. Some of them are put in incommunicado. They cannot associate with their families. But no one is talking about them. Leave alone your son. So what you have to know that Bolumil today is powerful because of the president. This is what you have to put in mind. Because Weda Kolkur, he was also powerful. The president decided to make him powerful. Because the president is the only person in the country that has the powers to make you powerful and tomorrow to make you useless. It has happened and we have seen it. We had Paul Malungawan, the former chief of staff. He became so powerful and later on he was dumb. We have Honorable Akol Kurkuch. He was used, became very powerful to an extent even the ordinary citizens of the country were afraid of him. It is the president that has those powers of making you powerful and tomorrow you become useless. So when you see Bolumil doing his thing, it is the president that is giving him those powers. So it is President Kiir that is giving him this time for people to hype him, to feel himself that is more powerful. So, but he cannot be powerful without the president. So this is what people have to know. And thank you.